What's up? What's up, man? It's that neighborhood real, man. I'm up in the building, in the house. How about that? I'm in the house. Check this out. I got some good topics, man. We touch it on a different subject. I try to be bringing different subject matter all the time if I can, and just try to bring fundamental shit, man. Then sometimes we want to get outside the box, man. We want to hear other people's views, other people lifestyles, what they've been through, how they, experienced it. So tonight I got a special group of ladies coming on. They're gonna give y'all the spiel of what they've been through, how they see it, give us the 411 on the politics, how the system is, and just their journey and how they ended up where they at today. So with that being said, we'll bring everybody in, man. Y'all, if you guys got any questions, if you got anything you may want to ask, I'm gonna ask everybody, if you watching, man, hold up a little bit. I'm gonna post the comments up, and then we'll give them a chance to expound on their story, and then y'all can ask some questions or whatever. So, how you doing tonight?
I'm good.
Want to introduce yourself?
My name is Taronda McHale.
All right. Let me click the other one in. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Doing good. Yes.
Oh, okay. You want to introduce yourself?
Maria Flores.
All right. So I appreciate you ladies coming to the panel. And so the thing everybody want to know, like the title says, is women and incarceration. So would any one of you like to elaborate first about just what took you being incarcerated? What led you to that point right there? You don't have to go in detail or nothing. You can just tell it in your story.
What led me to incarceration was alcohol and drug addiction. Pretty much. Not knowing my limits and just not taking life for granted.
Right.
So, mine was good.
No, go ahead.
Okay, mine was pretty much the same as hers. My addiction, running with the wrong people, wrong place, wrong time, and being lost, just lost.
Right. So that being said, so once you ladies was incarcerated, what was some of the most pivotal moments of being incarcerated for you?
You said pivotal moments?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was crazy for me because I've never really been like formally incarcerated. I've been arrested for drunk driving and little stuff, but never like, oh, you're going to prison. So it was big for me, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it was happening to me. I couldn't believe that what I did, it took me there. So it was big for me, and it made me just like remove myself and take a step back and pretty much look at myself from outside and figure out what took me there, and just pretty much that's it.
Right. And Maria,
basically.
Mine was once being arrested because I had never been arrested. It's the first time I ever really had a major being in trouble of any sort. I had to really step back and analyze myself of what took me there and why it took me there. And it took me years before I figured it out. I mean,
right.
Many years.
Right. So, if I could ask you these guys this, so how much time did you guys do?
I was sentenced to 4 years, 4 months. I did 2 years, 11 months.
I was sentenced to life with possible parole plus 3 years, and I served 21 years.
Okay. So since being released, what are some of your biggest challenges?
My biggest challenge was driving again, getting used to society, being a felon and being frowned upon by people. I am a dental professional. Before I went to prison, I was a dental professional. So my biggest thing was getting back to it, I felt like I owed it to my kids that I left here in the
Right.
street, to put my best foot forward. So that pretty much, that was it for me.
Right. Right. And Maria?
Mine, well, I've only been out 7 years, so I'm still trying to get used to certain things around the society. Sometimes I feel I don't even fit in with my own family. So I'm still trying to adjust, even though it's been, like I said, 7 years. It's still a little hard for me at times,
Right.
But yeah, I'm trying to adjust though. It's one day at a time for me.
So let's back up a second. I had a show that I did what was it, about 2 weeks ago? Yeah, it was about 2 weeks ago. We was talking about how the men are migrating over into the women prison by identifying as a woman. How do you women feel about that?
I'll start this one. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted with it. I really am.
Right.
I am. Because I do talk to a lot of. That's my family in there still. That's my family, and it bothers me because they're scared. It's some of the men they say are actually really girly girls, but some of them are not, and it's women who, like myself, have been domestic violence, abused one way or another, and to have men in there that has done these things to them, not them personally, but men have done things to them. So to have men in there, it's terrifying for them.
Right.
I'm afraid for them, and I'm out here.
Right. Right.
So they just need to make open a prison just for them.
Yeah. For sure. So I mean, like, are you guys trying to advocate for that, or what is the biggest things they saying that's going on right now?
I actually didn't know that was a thing that was going on, but I absolutely feel like that should not be happening. That's not,
Yeah. So I mean, since Maria, so you kind of know more about it, right? Can you I know it's a few people probably in that's watching, they don't know what's going on. So you don't mind expounding on it a little bit, like how it's all set up.
Yeah.
Oh, let me bring this guest in. Excuse me. Let me bring her in right quick.
Okay.
How you doing?
Hello, I'm doing pretty good, thank you.
All right. You like to introduce yourself?
My name is Latoya.
I remember her.
All right. Let me bring this next person in. All right. What's up? You want to introduce yourself?
Go Yoda.
Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead, Maria.
The governor signed in a bill. I can't even remember right now the name of the bill, for men who identify themselves as women, that they could be transferred over to the women's facilities. And it with I've been told from the girls that are in there, they have like rape kits set up, day after pill set up. And this, like, staff already knew this was going to happen, that things were going to go wrong with men being in the women's facility. And they're really not doing nothing to help them or to stop anything. The girls have told me that one roommate of theirs had told them, please don't walk around in your underclothes because that's a trigger for me. Well, if you identify yourself a woman, how are you going to sit there and say that it's a trigger for you? But I don't know. It's just crazy. I just don't agree with that, with the governor, of doing that, and they really need to pull that bill back and take the men out of there.
Right.
Yeah, just to interject, my name is Lily. You can, everyone knows me as Lisa. So that's SB 132. And there's a lot more that's involved in SB 132 besides just them being housed there. Also in the men's joint, if somebody feels threatened or is transgender and is choosing to stay housed in the men's facility, they have the option of having their bunkie shipped out of the institution if they feel threatened, even though there hasn't been no documented threat. They have a lot of power in the facility just because of that. So, I mean, for anyone that's legitimately choosing that lifestyle and not manipulating the system, I have no problem with that. but it's the problem with those that are manipulating the system. You know, just a couple days ago, my sister Angel, who's still in there, she's a lifer. She says she overheard one of the white dudes on the phone saying, "Hey, tell my Aryan brothers to get over here." So there's 50 men in CCWF right now, 50 of them. And then there's 5 open court cases stating of physical and sexual abuse and mental and emotional abuse as well.
Right.
And just to be clear, those court cases are against CDC as a whole.
Crazy. So how to Latoya, how you feel about it?
I feel the same way as everybody else. Like if there's no issues, if there's no one being threatened, if everyone is just trying to do their time, be the best version of themselves they can be and get out, then I'm all for it. But if you're abusing that power, you know, the men are stronger than the women, whether you are transgender or not. And if you're abusing that power, then something else should be done about it instead of just placing men who with women who are triggered by other issues or who may have previous traumas with men. It's almost like the woman's opinions or what they're going through doesn't matter because Newsom just wants to put everybody under this one roof. And I believe it wasn't really well thought out and things should have been done differently. And to make sure that everybody was safe, that everybody felt protected, like everybody had a voice. But as it goes, that's not the case.
Wow. So y'all want to bag up and would you ladies like to give your bio about like what got you incarcerated?
I'll go ahead and go first. So again, my name is Lisa. I was incarcerated for 10 years on a 15-year, 4-month sentence for 7 counts of armed robbery and 5 counts of weapons charges. I paroled January 2020, right before the pandemic and right before all of this madness with the transferring of the men. And I can't say that I'm not happy about that because I am. I'm ecstatic about it. I'm due to parole or discharge parole at the end of this month. I'm super happy about that. And just doing a lot of good things within our community. And I'm an advocate and educator of reentry population. And I love discussion boards like this to be able to bring light to the women's experience within the prison industrial complex. So,
right.
Yeah, so I just want to welcome all the women here and just say, I love it that my sisters are here with us to just open up a dialogue. And just thank you, Pumpkin, for inviting us.
No problem. So, Latoya?
Yes. I was incarcerated for a 2nd-degree murder. I did 14 years off of 15 years life sentence. I've been out about almost 2 years now and still praying to get out parole next month. You know, God is good.
Already.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, like I asked the ladies previous before you guys, like what is some of the most pivotal moments in prison for you?
That's a good question.
Huh?
That's a good question. I think for me, the most pivotal moment was getting off the bus. And I was extremely codependent before I got to prison, still had the same codependent tendencies when I got there. And I knew I had these issues, but I didn't know what it was. And for me, it was like I knew that I did not want prison to change who I was internally. And I wanted to leave out of there better than I was when I got there. And just having that desire was like my changing point. I wanted to be the best version of myself that I could be. So it was like I took the steps to change and to understand how the heck did I get here? You know, what choices did I make that got me here? And how can I make sure that I don't repeat those same choices? As a lifer, it's easy to do everything to please the board, to get out and to look good for the board. But for me, it was like, screw the board. Like, yeah, I want to get out, but I'm more important than the board. So I wanted to grow for me. I wanted to change for me. I wanted to blossom for me. And by me putting myself first in that sense, it gave me the power and the tools to transform it just to be, who I am today. And it's funny. I tell people, prison sucks. Don't get me wrong, but prison gave me the chance to grow. I would have never gone to therapy had I not gone to prison. I would have never taken a step to. Well, I'm still finishing school, but I would have never taken a step to put me first. I would have never been able to identify codependency, heal the traumas from abusive relationships, from dysfunctional families. All of the things I was able to learn and to heal and to grow. So in a sense, prison gave me back the best gift, and it gave me back the gift of myself. So had I not gone, I would have still been out here just as dysfunctional, just as broken. I'm no longer that person today. And it's just because I went to prison and I was faced with the hardships that I was faced. And then I was able to make the choices to like, hey, this sucks. I don't want to keep doing this. I don't want to go back to where I've come from. And I have everything in my arsenal to change, meeting some of my best friends that I've ever met in prison and, establishing these bonds and just growing together, and there you build your own families.
Okay, that's fine.
And, you cry together, you celebrate together. And it's those bonds that really helped me solidify, who I was becoming, and for that, I'm grateful. Don't want to go back, but I'm grateful for,
No, we don't want to go back.
It's given me.
Right.
No going back, please.
No, absolutely not.
Not an option.
No, it's not even a part of the conversation.
Nah.
Yeah, that part. So since you guys been free, what's the most, I mean, like, what's the most overwhelming thing for you since you've been free?
Shopping.
I know, anxiety, right? I hate shopping.
Too many choices. Too many choices.
Too many
Yeah, I
choices.
get rid of
Yes.
shopping.
Too many choices.
I can't be in crowded places.
Pages.
Right. So where do you see yourself, like, asking all you guys, like, where do you see yourself moving forward in the future, like, for us advocating for the women in this situation with the men coming to prison? Are you guys trying to advocate for that, or like, what is the, what is the plan for that?
I myself, I've got in touch with a couple of other ladies that I've done time with, and we're sitting there, doing little things that will in the end be bigger, because the more people get involved with it, the more it'll help out. And it's just barely, we're just barely starting to get this together. So as soon as we get everything on the table and we get it organized right, then we'll branch it out more.
Okay.
But
So with that being said, you guys can use this platform to do that. This is how you can get that out there. This is what we're doing right now. So this is the whole thing where you guys can come on and speak whatever you need to speak, put it out there, because like you're saying, a lot of people don't know what's going on. And then they don't know that you guys been incarcerated in California, and that's where this is at. Yes. So it's kind of informative for everybody. So I feel like it's really imperative for each one of you guys to just really expound on just the prison experience as a whole. For women that's listening, they may feel like they're going down the wrong road and they may need some type of
correction,
guidance from you guys, just to hear your story. That, maybe it might turn their life around. This is what we're here for today, and any other time you want to come, you guys got some information you want to put out there. This is what we're doing. We want to get the masses to know we can't always be on the same little old subjects all the time. You can't always be like we're gonna be about some drama today, some other knowledge today. We got to put the information out there for you guys to get the help. You know what I mean? So this is what we're doing. We sharing. We in counseling right now. We in counseling. I'm in counseling too with it. That's crazy. But
I
that's
like
a lot
to
of people
bring
that
up
don't
the
know.
fact that can I bring up
Go
something
ahead.
real fast? Just how like we're all here on this panel, and we're all from different backgrounds, socioeconomic backgrounds, neighborhoods, cities, parts of California. This is how we do our time. This is the difference between the women's joint and the men's joint that are separated by race. Like all of us right here, especially the ones that I've done time with, T is the only one that I don't know personally, but as far as Izzy, Yoda, and Corey, we've all done time together. We've all walked the yard together. We've all shared space together. We've all broke bread together. So, and this is the way that we shared our time within, and we coped with the negative living experience that we had. We had community, very much so. And so I just love to see the fact that we were able to take that loyalty that we've had to each other into our free world lives. And I just love that because it just speaks a lot to our prison experience and the fact that women are relational creatures. And so I just really super enjoy the fact that we're able to sit together on this platform and speak our truth and know that everything is like, we all share that same common thread between all of us. And it's important for us to allow people to see that we weren't castaways. We're not, we're not, degenerates of society that didn't have anything to contribute. We very much have our stories. And that brings healing to others as we continue to share our lived experience.
Right.
That was it.
Nice.
So how you doing, Sincere? Can she hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, anybody else want to expound on something? They want that nitty gritty stuff. They waiting on it. That good stuff. What y'all got? Come on now. What y'all got? Tell us some good.
Sincere need to come. Sincere need to come with that spoken word. That's what I want to hear.
What? She got the spoken word? Okay, that's what's up. Let's go with it. Let's hear that. We ready for all of that. Since you coming on the late show, that means you got to give us some type of poetry. They put you out there.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't be shy now.
You.
Cat got you.
What's up with Sincere's audio? What's up with that?
With whose?
It's kind of frozen, it seems like.
Yeah, she got a bad connection.
It's choppy.
She has a bad connection. So, with that being said, so check this out. Being incarcerated too for 22 years, and then I've been home 7 years. So it's like, it's an adjustment. So everything gets overwhelming, right?
I don't know.
So let me ask you guys, like, far as moving forward in the workforce, we already know with the felony and all of that, how that play out. So what are some of the biggest obstacles that you face, like dealing with people? Just, like family, friends, relationships, like that. What are some of you guys' biggest obstacles?
Online dating sucks.
Anybody?
I think I'm too old school for this. I mean, the games is the games. I'm a middle-aged woman. I'm 50 years old, and 50-year-old men out here, 45-year-old men, they playing 20-year-old games still, and I'm grown.
Okay.
I'm elevated in the way I think about things because I had that luxury of being sat the F down in prison to work on myself. So it's like I'm doomed and destined to be single for the rest of my life. This is what I got to deal with.
You and me both.
Stop it.
T. I mean,
I'm not for it.
I'm glad I'm here with Texas because maybe this open to Texas. Hey, because California weak out here.
Right.
Dating pool is.
It definitely get better in the South. It does.
Let's see about it. I need some of that Southern charm.
There we go.
I must say.
Yeah. There we go. So, what's anybody else?
I think for me, my biggest obstacle was getting my driver's license. It took me like 6 freaking tries, and I was just like, I quit. I'm not doing it again. I'm gonna take the bus the rest of my life. And it was like one small thing that I was failing over into the next. And then when I finally got it, I was like, wait, did you tell me I just got it? Don't play, And it was just like getting found suitable all over again. I was just so super excited. But I was like, man, the struggle is real. It just took so hard. Like I got incarcerated when I was 21. Didn't know how to drive then. So it's like I pretty much taught myself how to drive, when I got out. And I was still like super scary. Like the police come in and, that turn too wide. I'm an overthinker. So I was panicking and I was freaking myself out. And it was funny because like once I got my license, it was like things just seemed to like calm down. So I don't know if I was just in my own way, but I was just like, man, that was the biggest obstacle to overcome that I've ever had to overcome.
Right.
So, but I was finally glad that I can finally just sigh, like, dude, like God, I want to put in a picture frame, like I earned that, But it felt good to just finally get it, and I don't know if it felt even better because I did try 6 times. And
right.
But like, man, that was tough.
Well, that's awesome though. You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was my family.
I think that for me, the biggest obstacle for me was myself. I was my own worst enemy. I was a self-sabotager. The whole time I just wanted to, fight. And it was all of that was because I was scared. And I never, I didn't want anybody to know that. So I became the wolf. I became, you know what I'm saying? I became the intimidator, the bully. When in reality, I didn't want nobody to know the real me. And the real me is I have a big heart, and I care about everybody, and I have emotions, and I wear my heart on my sleeve. I didn't want nobody to know that. As far as in the relationships, oh wow.
It was deep. Oh, she went out. Dang, it was getting deep right there.
I know, right?
Dang, it had me over here quiet. I'm like, what? Dang.
Maria, like you want to tell us about your family obstacles?
Yeah, the obstacles with my family when I got out was they wanted me to pick up my life where I left off when I was 24 years old. Okay, that's when I got arrested when I was 24. And as I told them, I go, I'm not that same person anymore. I'm not on drugs. I'm not drinking. Sorry. I'm sober. I'm clean. I'm not that. I've grown up. I've become a woman, not a mother who was just lost. And even my youngest daughter, she was only 18 months when I got arrested. So when I get out, she's married, has kids, and with her sitting there one day telling me, she goes, something has to change. She goes, and it's not going to be me. So she wanted me to change for her to make her happy. But it was like, well, what about me? Who's going to make me happy? So I had to, pull away from everybody for a minute there and sit there and say, like, I have to deal with my own issues of learning in society again. So how am I going to sit there and make them happy if they're making me miserable? So, with time, I live apart from my family. I go and see them when I want to see them, not when they want to see me or have me, go over there. And our relationships are getting better. Like I said, I've only been out 7 years. And with time, our relationships are getting a little better. They were when I first got out, because when I first got out, the things that they were saying and doing were like wanting me to commit suicide, wanting me to go back to drinking and drugs, and want to go back to prison, because I didn't have to deal with none of that when I was there. And to come out and hear all the, oh, well, you weren't here for this, you weren't here for that, it really brought me down.
Right.
To where I was like, I just didn't want to be here no more. I felt prison was better off than being out here in society. And that's sad after 21 years of being in there, wanting to go back because of how family was around me.
Mm-hmm.
But, like I said, now, it's getting better, getting a lot better. Now I just got to deal with grandkids that are off the hook every once in a while. And there's 13 of them.
Right.
But yeah, that was my biggest obstacle, is my family.
Awesome. Anybody else?
I'll go next. So I had 2 big obstacles. First was mending my relationships with my children. It felt like I left them. I had one who was really like rebellious, really angry, really mad. I had to just really work on that and pray that things would just get better. Secondly, big obstacle for me was to not be so independent and not to be in such a rush to get back to what I left behind. I wanted to get out and just get my own place and do this and get a car and get my kids back. And I had to take it slowly. I didn't want to be faced with those anxieties that led me to my addiction, such as alcohol and drugs. So what I did was I stayed in a sober living home for 6 months just to get my bearings under me and get used to working. And I didn't want to go right back to paying bills and just taking it one step at a time.
Right.
It was really hard for me because I've been on my own since I was 17. I got my first apartment when I was 19. I've always had my own. I don't like living in people's space, and I didn't enjoy doing it in prison either. So just getting out and just taking it one day at a time, and that was the biggest challenge for me to face. And two, I had to go through the whole driver's license thing because that's why I ended up in prison. I had a felony DUI causing great bodily injury. And I want to speak later because, I think about my crime often and I want to give back because I hurt someone and I'll never forget it. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do exactly. But I definitely want to do that. I don't know, something with Mothers Against Drunk Driving or something. It's big on my heart. So
right. Okay, Sincere, you back. So we can finish hearing what you were saying. Can you hear me? You can hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, you can hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I say you back. We can finish hearing what you were saying.
I can hear you now. So like I said, I was self-sabotage. All I did was get in trouble. I wasn't trying to do nothing better with my life. You know what I'm saying? I didn't. So listen, I'm gonna do it before I cut off again. I'm gonna do a poem for you. I wrote this on AR, 2013. As I sit in this alley behind this dumpster to take this hit, I'm in my own world. I'm sitting on a crate next to a pile of shit. It's raining hard, but my addiction is water, so I don't give a shit. My hands are numb, my pookie is wet, and my light will not light. Flick, flick, flick. Shit, I knew I should have sold that tent. I don't have to live like this, but this is a lifestyle.
It's like when a commercial come on in the good part of the movie.
Right.
Yeah, I always do that, don't it? Somebody adjust the antennas. God damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Toya, I want to address you really fast. I just want to say I'm very proud of you. I remember you in prison. You were in the puppy program. Yeah. And I always walk out fast, like, look, she loved those dogs. And it was like, it was something that I miss from like being on the streets, like animals, you know what I mean? So I used to always be like in awe, like, oh my gosh, you got the dogs and you used to teach the pets. Like when you came home and I seen it hit Facebook, I was like, that's great. God is good. You and I forgot KB. Oh my goodness, God is good, amazing. God is working.
Yeah. Thank you.
I love it.
I got my own baby right here now.
Uh-oh.
Nice. She's a shelter. Got her from the shelter and just fell in love, and she takes over my heart, my bed, my life, and I love it.
That's all you need, huh?
Yeah.
All right, Sincere, we ready for you now.
Yeah.
You ready? Can you hear me?
Huh?
We waiting on you, Sincere, to finish.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I know. I pay my Spectrum bill. I don't know why my Wi-Fi tripping. But anyway, it's embarrassing. As I sit in this alley behind this dumpster to take this hit, I'm in my own world. I'm sitting on the crate next to a pile of shit. It's raining hard, but my addiction is harder, so I don't give a shit. My hands are numb. My lovely is wet. My lighter will not light. Flick. Shit. I know I shouldn't have sold that tent. I don't have to live like this, but this is a lifestyle that I choose. No responsibilities, no expectations. I live by my own rules. Unbeknownst to me, maybe I am suicidal. Now I understand why besides Marilyn Manson and Kurt Cobain is my idol, and I am the true example of pure insanity. The 12 steps say, make me free from the obsession of the mind, the craving of the body, and the sick spirit, spiritual malady. I don't even know what the fuck that means. I'm the walking dead, and only drugs can keep me alive. I'm happy, I'm joyful, but I am deadly at the same time. I sell women to make money, and I commit violent crimes. My hustle supports all of my highs. I smoke crystal, I smoke crack, I smoke shama, I pop pills, I snort lines. I get high to silence the voices and the cries. I get high to forget my family and my normal life. And as I'm sitting in this alley trying to smoke this lovely, my lighter is finally light. Yes. I inhale, I hold it. I exhale. Oh shit, I see stars, rainbows, and zebra stripes. As I sit in between Mars and Jupiter in my own zone, I just want to be left alone. I am trying to silence the voices and the cries of my grandmother that would cry, Courtney, please come home. Simply me, not Corey, but Courtney. Thank you.
Oh man, that's awesome right there. Yeah, I'm feeling that. Yeah, man, I'm glad I got that on live. I'm feeling that.
Dope.
And so you wrote that on the yard? What yard you was on?
AR.
Right.
I kept going back to prison for violence.
Right.
I would stab people.
Oh no.
In my addiction though.
I remember Sincere when I first heard you. I heard that
today I have
in prison.
Almost 60 days clean. I did relapse in October 6th of last year. I went into a deep dark depression. It was bad for me. I overdosed and died off of fentanyl. I wanted to die. That's why I was doing fentanyl. I was popping them and smoking them and just wanted to die. And then when I finally died, I'm like, and they brought me back. I'm just like, I can't. I have a purpose, so I gotta figure out what my purpose is. You know what I'm saying? I want to live. I'm amazing. I'm extravagant. You know what I'm saying? I deserve I deserve greatness. I deserve to be here. You know what I'm saying? So tomorrow I'll start back at my job at the Cheesecake Factory in Rancho Mirage. Come holler at me. And I still got my apartment. I still have my sanity. I still have my health. I have and now I love myself today.
That's
Nobody
awesome.
else has to love me. I love myself. But I have a great support system, and Elizabeth is one of them, and I'm grateful for that.
Right.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, baby. I just wanted to say a little something about Corey. I had heard that poem in prison, and Corey was very much in a deep state of rejuvenation.
Thank you for having me on your show. I'm grateful.
You're welcome.
Just
Anytime.
And so I just want to just say that just Corey being here and being in my life and allowing me to speak life into her life, I'm really grateful to be able to have that place.
You're so good, you guys. So, Jolly Rancher.
Hey,
so,
look,
I just wanted to say that.
So look. I got them Jolly Ranchers.
Bomb.
Hell yeah. So, anybody else want to? Anybody got some questions? I'm looking at the comments right quick.
Right.
So, anybody have any questions they want to ask the ladies while they're here? If they're open to answering, if they don't want to answer, you guys don't get an answer. That's just what it is. We're not forcing anything. But on another note, so let's talk about this. How are you guys ladies feeling about the dating thing? How is that working for you after being incarcerated? We'll start with Maria. We'll start at the top.
What?
Dating.
I have no dating.
You guys.
I have no dating. I have my partner that we've been together since 2004. So I don't do no dating at all.
Good
unless
for
we
you.
have, unless it's just me and her going out for the night. But other than that, and I'm not single.
Cool. Latoya.
Not dating. Haven't dated since I've been home. I think women are crazy. You know, they were crazy before. They're crazy now. I'm trying to stay out of prison, so it's just me and my dog.
Right.
My sister was my Valentine, and just my family is just who I date, who I spend my time with. And before, like being so codependent, I didn't have an identity without my partner. I were who they wanted me to be. My lights were their lights. My friends were their friends. Um, and it came to a point that I was shaving myself down for so many people for so many years that I didn't have me to give back to me. I'm not willing to give that up anymore. So now I am enjoying me and taking that time out to get to know me outside of prison, and outside of that structure. And it's like, I'm not ready to give that up yet. It's me, my dog, and Harry Potter, anything. And I'm content.
Right, right. Awesome. How about you, T?
A lot of games out here, man. It's a lot of games out here. It's a lot of weird. It's a lot of games. Nobody wants to be with one person. Seems like, it's a lot of 3-person. And I'm really not for all that. So I think I'll just be to myself.
Right.
Yeah, what Lily said.
So, Ms. Lily, what you say?
She said she's not time for the games.
Look, I'm gonna say a lot. I think a lot of what these dudes love is that they see so much of this stigma, like they watching too much Orange Is the New Black, and we
Or something.
and we come out and they all think that because we've done.
I'm gonna go. Is she talking? Anybody talking? Can I go?
Okay, baby.
Go ahead, Sincere.
Yeah, sister can go because she's having audio issues.
All right. As far as in a relationship, I just got out of a relationship October 6th. It was hard. It was heartbreaking. My heart still belonged to that individual. So, I was toxic. I didn't know how to love myself really. I got to understand when you're in a relationship, you cannot just, go into a shell and forget about your mate. You cannot do that. You can't I kind of forgot about her, I just want to know. I just want to. I'll never ever give my heart to another woman because she has it. So, as far as right now, I'm just in a relationship with. I'm in a relationship with myself, and bettering myself. But other than that, I'm still in love with her. So no, there's no relationship for me. She knows who she is. I love her. I love her.
Right, right.
She was my person. She was my. She understood me, but nobody else understood me. Well, Michelle Contreras, you understood me, baby. I know you did. But she was my person, and she was amazing. And say once in a lifetime, you get that soulmate. She was my soulmate, and I effed it off. So it's just me. And then I got 2 sons. I got Ocean and Xavier Williams. Ocean's her rise. So I have my boys. So it's about them now, just me and them. But no, I don't. I would never give a woman my heart. So don't even. I would suggest ladies don't even try me because you will get hurt.
Right. So before somebody, do you guys see you ladies see the question right there? They said, would you be open to a documentary, if about the stories and with the men that they are letting into the women faculties? Would you guys be interested in doing a documentary about that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Of course.
So
tell King that I said since Pumpkin get the exclusive in bringing us on.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to see about talk to
right.
you.
Mixed feelings about that.
Ain't no coming straight to us. Ain't no coming straight to us.
I'm trying to keep my mouth. When you keep your mouth.
Okay, so the next question is,
yeah, that's feeling.
The next question is, they said, they saying how has being incarcerated molded them into the women that you are today, and how has it impacted you mentally? So she asking, being incarcerated, how has it molded you to become the women that you have became today, and has it impacted you mentally?
I'd like to go first. So that's a great question, and
I'm scared straight. I don't want to go back.
Right.
It's not okay in there, you guys. It's hell in there. I'm grateful. I got out 2017. It's my third term, my last term. I got out 2017. I ain't stabbed nobody else. I promise you. I don't care what they did to me. You know, I can't go back in there because people are dying. They don't care about us. People are overdosing, dying. Now they got the men in there that are intimidating women, telling the women that you know, if as long as you keep your clothes on in the room, it won't be no issues. Just, you know, they giving out condoms in the prison now. You feel me? So I guess it's some things going on in there, but I can't go back. So in order for me to not go back, I have to stay on that straight path and stay out of trouble. And that's what's been I haven't been in trouble. I haven't been no contact with the police or none of that. So, you know, I can't do it.
Okay, my turn.
So it's
are you
done straight.
Are you done? Okay, so what I was gonna say was, a CO had asked me at fire camp, like, what if I would change my whole experience and not go.
I learned how to let a lot of things go. I used to didn't know how to walk away from anything, and I have to learn that, you know, it's okay to walk away. It takes a stronger person to walk away than that, you know. And it's and that's what it taught me, to walk away, because I can't go back.
Right.
I'm not gonna go back.
I'm gonna write this.
Speak. Go, Lily.
Okay,
go.
thanks.
Go.
Okay, so he was asking me would I change anything about my prison experience, and I told him, aside from the fact that I hurt my kids and I hurt my family and I hurt victims, and well, I did hurt them, but I put fear in their hearts. I wouldn't change anything because I didn't have any coping skills to deal with
thank
life,
you.
and that's what sent me to prison.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. I don't know who that is.
So
that's
what it did. It helped me rebuild myself from the inside.
I'm sorry I was late, you guys. I was coming back from my job. No disrespect to you guys. I have to catch the bus now because I no longer have a car. But the bus runs, so you know, it's only $1. We're sorry about that.
Sincere don't get it. Sincere lucky I'm not over there with her. But that's the thing. The prison experience was a positive experience for me. On top of all the things that I learned how to metal fabricate well, make dentures, you know, electrical build. Like, I learned all these different skills, and I got my degree. I just learned a bunch of stuff because I needed to have some things in my backpack for when I get out. So I'm just grateful that I was able to go down the path of education.
Demetrius, exactly.
And so that's something that I'll never. That'll always be like number one for me. It's a fact that I was able to get my education. So
can't go back.
Thank you.
Latoya?
I think for me, like how I shared already, like I wanted to get out different. You know, when I first got to prison, like lifers don't get found suitable on the first try, and you hear all of these negative things, and I'm stubborn, so I'm like, screw that. I'm gonna be, you know, overly prepared. And I refuse to just listen to, you know, the negativity. Like, you're not gonna get out on your first try. You have 5 years
as well
to screw up. And they don't count. I'm like, yeah, that don't sound right. I'm not listening.
Trans men,
and I wasn't afraid to go against the grain, you know, like, oh, you're soft, or you're a punk, or, you know, whatever. And I'm like, I'll be soft and a punk at home.
I was told that,
this isn't,
you know,
my life. This isn't what, you know,
when
God has in store
you
for
go
me.
for trans man, you know, trans.
What happened?
I'm trying to see if she's talking.
Yeah, I'm trying to I was trying to do what she was saying and you were saying too.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Oh, she said she can. She delayed. That's why.
Oh,
Go
and
ahead.
so for me, like I said, like I knew I needed to be better for myself, and so just taking the steps and seeing the things that I've seen, like with addiction is really strong in there, and I've never had an addiction, but my mom has always been in her addiction. But I was grateful that I've never seen her under the, I've seen her under the influence, but I've never actually seen her, getting high. And the first time I've ever seen somebody shoot up was on the freaking main yard, like right next to me, yard down, and and I was just like so freaked out, and I was just like, I got to get out this place. So that was just like my motivating, drive. Just like, this is crazy. It's like the Hunger Games, times 100. I'm like, this is not for me. I have to get up out of here. And I just, I knew I wanted better. I wanted more. I didn't know what that entailed, but I knew it was more than being stuck, in the hot sun, on the yard down for 20 years. And it was like something had to give. And I got sick in prison. I got cancer 6 years ago, and medical care was just like, just horrible. They kept telling me I had ovarian cancer. My stomach kept swelling. You're pregnant. I'm like, I'm gay. They gave me 6 pregnancy tests, and obviously it was negative. The next story was like, you have fibroids. It's making your body react like you're pregnant. I'm like, that don't make sense. I ain't no doctor, but come on now. So went through the whole spill of going through chemo, and just it was just a really bad experience. And I knew it was like, my life did not matter to those who were in charge of my life. So I needed it to matter for me, so that way when I got out of there, I can take care of me. Unfortunately, no, not unfortunately, I got cancer again. I was, re-diagnosed in November. So I'm fighting that battle again. But, it's like, if you could beat it in prison, you know, it's going to be a, walk in the park, and, I do have some bad days. I'm so thankful that today it's not as bad. And, this time it came back to my lungs. And so like most part, like the coughing is, the most hardships. I'm so grateful that I can actually hold a conversation and talk today and be a part of this program. Um, but like I said, like compared to what I went through in there, this is just, it's nothing. And if I can overcome statistics, because whoever created that, we need to have a talk, because that's just not the class for me.
Right.
But for the most part, I'm just grateful for, the little things and the lessons that prison taught me, the good and the bad. And it really showed me, overall, I don't want to go back. Unless I'm going back to give back to my community. And I am doing that now. I'm helping women prepare for board. Like, I don't have all the answers, but I know this will work for me. This and I'm just trying to just give back. It's like pay it forward. And so that's what I'm doing. As far as like living amends to just and to show my sisters, like, you're not forgotten. It's so easy to say when you get out, oh, I won't forget you. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, and then people forget you. I didn't want to be that same way. And it's
Right.
like, a lot of people think, oh, just send me money, but money's going to come and go. But the knowledge that you give, the love and the devotion, that's going to last with somebody, for the rest of their lives. So for me, just to continue to give back whenever I can, whoever I can, that's the gift that keeps on giving. And not only am I helping these women, but it's like I'm making living amends to, my victim and to his family, because I took a life. And I will never be able to give him back that life. And no matter how much good that I do, it will still never measure up to what I've taken from this world. So for me, if I'm out here and if I'm screwing up, I'm doing stupid stuff, I'm re-victimizing his family. I'm re-victimizing society and my community. And that's the most selfish thing that I can possibly do. I'm re-victimizing my family. And for me, I no longer want to live that selfish lifestyle. So I have to, above all else, put other people first, to give back and to be who God intended me to be. He didn't intend for us to be out here doing stupid stuff and, committing crimes. I'm grateful that I was able to learn the lesson that I learned and to really internalize what I've learned and to just do something different. And like I said, that was the best gift that place has given me. And I want to give that hope, that those lessons to somebody else, to other people. Right now, I'm going to school. I'm almost done with my bachelor's in psychology. I really want to work with at-risk kids, and I really want to, we learn how to, about codependency, about coping skills, about all these things that kids are not taught today. And it's like, I want to, and I believe you shouldn't have to go to prison to learn these things. So if I can reach these kids before that pivotal moment where they're joining gangs or before they're, committing crimes or before they're doing like the same dumb things that I did, then I'm still giving back. And when they have kids, they're gonna give back. So that's my hope, and just my deepest desire is to just keep giving back on whatever platform, in whatever way that I can, and just I, when I beat cancer the last time, it should have killed me, but it didn't. I said, if I survive, my life is no longer my life, but God's life. So when I, survived it, I was, okay, God, what next? And I really believe that I took to prison the way I did for a reason. I believe that God wanted me to get the knowledge that I did to give it away. Um, and so my goal is just to live His life, because it's not my life anymore. It's not my will, it's His. And just to do that, the best way that I can.
Right. Miss T?
The question. Can you repeat the question for me again? How did it mold me?
Oh shit, I got lost. Oh, what was we talking about? I was so caught up in the story, I forgot the question. What was the question? That's funny.
How did going to prison mold me?
Oh yeah. How did going to prison mold you and becoming the woman that you are today? And did it and how does it mentally affect you? Boy, caught me slipping in.
So I feel like it molded me into a better woman, a better person. And as much as I hate to say it, I'm, bittersweetly, going to prison was a blessing. It really showed me how, for one, my biggest takeaway is to be accountable for your actions and about choices. A lot of people were like, oh, well, the person got hurt because they was out at night and this and that. I'm like, no, the person got hurt because I did what I did, and it led up to this, and basically took accountability for my own actions. I'm a much stronger person today. I'm a better mother. I'm very headstrong. I'm in the process of opening up my own business. I've been through a lot. It made me more spiritual. I read like the whole Bible in prison, but I just really, it put me closer to God, I feel like, because I knew that it showed me people and who was there for me, who wasn't, pretty much. So I wouldn't take it back, because I knew it was like a big eye opener for me. Like another thing was I had to realize why I had these behaviors. I had these behaviors that all stemmed from my childhood trauma of being molested, different things. So I would say, yeah, it made me a better person in that way. I'm sorry, as soon as I said the word molested, I just got like the
trigger. It's okay. You with family. You right. You good right here.
Yeah.
Right. But I just felt the rash of feelings, like I've been through a lot.
Right.
And on a later note, I would like to keep doing this if this is what's going to be done. I have a lot to say. My prison sentence, or going to prison, has been a great testimony. When I got to CIW, when I was in county jail, girls are exercising. They're like, we're going to camp. We're going to camp. And I'm like, you got to do that? I don't want to go to camp. Get some attention. They're like, you're going to camp. I'm like, Mom, I'm not built for camp. get to CIW. I had to go past all these hurdles to get to camp. I'm like, I don't want to do it. I can't do it. I had to get cleared to get a pass and all that stuff. Lo and behold, I end up in PFT where I met Puppet.
Right.
If it wasn't for Puppet, I wouldn't have passed physical training. She's a great person. I learned right then that I could do anything I put my mind to.
Take your time now. You good?
I went from 220 pounds to 175 pounds. I felt good about myself. I went to camp, and the day that I graduated, PFT and camp graduation, my trainers, they weren't there. And I was sad. I was like, where were you? They rolled out Prop 57. My 85%, which I told I would never have 50%, went to 50%. Took like a year off my sentence. It was just smooth sailing after that. Smooth sailing. So I went to camp, and then from camp, I went to CCTRP, which is another rehabilitation program. So, like I said, it's all been a blessing. From CCTRP, I parole with a job, warehouse job. I was able to deal with my child support issues. I was able to deal with all kind of things from there. So every step along the way was like, gave me more strength and more drive and more motivation and inspiration to keep it pushing no matter what I was faced with. It was always something. Something went good, it was always something bad. The devil always shows his face, try to bring you back to him, but I just kept it trucking.
Right.
Everything's been good since I've been home. I got my license back. Um, I paroled in 15 months due to going to CCTRP. My parole officer didn't want to give me that. It was crazy. I had to fight for that. It's been real. It's been real. So yeah. Now I have my son back. My other kids are adults now, so that's another blessing. Um, I've grown in my career. I currently run a dental office. God has just been good. God has been amazing.
Right.
Beautiful. And I
Wow.
feel like it's nothing bad. It's something bad. I've learned that something good always come out of the bad and the negative. That's what I've really learned along the way.
Right.
I'll never give up. I'll never lay down. If I do when I do fall, I just get back up. It is what it is.
Right. Hey, can you see that question right there?
What question? Did I find it hard to fit in?
Nah. It's on the screen.
Do they find this being therapeutic? Yes, I do. And I was even on my social media, I never said, oh yeah, I've been in prison or talked about prison, even though, while I was gone, people were like, oh, she's in jail, this and that. I don't care because at the end of the day, I'll take care of myself. I provide for myself. If I could give something back, I will. So I always, speak about where I've been and always in any moment, anytime I get a chance trying to uplift somebody because it's real out here and the world is different. The world is different. We living in a different time. A lot of things going on. So a lot of things that are different, even from when I did come home. And it's just like, I don't know, I feel like it could be done. It can definitely be done.
Right. Anybody else want to expound on it? On that question? Anybody else want to expound on that
Oh,
You'll
question?
find
I'll go ahead and
therapeutic when I talk about.
You guys hear me?
Go ahead, Corey.
yes.
Okay, I'll go.
No, go ahead. I'm after.
Okay, so as far as it being whether it's therapeutic and sharing the story, most definitely. One of the things that I've learned is that people are super judgmental. They may not always say it, but you can sometimes see it. But so one thing I just kind of started to incorporate is when somebody asks me about, or if I introduce myself to someone, I don't introduce them anymore like, hey, my name is Lisa. I've done 10 years in prison for numerous of crimes. I did it here because this is what we're on. But for the most part, when I meet somebody for the first time, I'm going to tell them not what I've done. I'm going to tell them what I'm doing now. So when I introduce myself, I tell them I'm a fourth-year student at Cal State University Fullerton, studying this, doing this. This is what I'm about today. And I think that was part of the rebuilding process in like starting to control my own personal narrative and making it about this and making what happened to me or what I had done in the past part of my lived experience. And it was part of like, because what you speak is what you believe. And so about yourself. So, I know today that because of sharing my story, I'm not ashamed of where I've been. I definitely, because I know where I'm going today. And that makes all the difference in the world for me.
What do you say, Latoya? So this is the next question right there. They want to know. They saying, after being incarcerated, do you find it hard to fit in?
I didn't fit in before incarceration, so no.
Either. I'm always been
No.
like,
No.
But it reminds me of that movie. What's the name of that movie? Wonder. And there was a quote that really stuck with me. And she's like, basically, like, why try to fit into a world when you're meant to stand out? If everybody fit in, there would be no one who was individual, who was unique. Everybody would be the same, and life will be boring. It's those who stand out who leave a footprint in people's lives. So I'm glad to be able to stand out because, like you said, it's like our stories, what we go through, make us who we are today. And those stories, when shared, we never know who we're reaching, who we're touching with those stories. And somebody can be like, man, I went through the same thing. I'm not alone. Because, for me, when I'm going through like the most, I feel like I'm the only one in the world who ever goes through what I'm going through. That's not true. So when people share, you build that community. Like, I'm not alone and I can get through this, together with my peers. So yeah, I'll be different. I'll be weird, all that because I'm leaving an impression. I'm leaving a footprint.
Right. Awesome. You guys see that question right there? They say, do the ladies feel like some judge them and see them as bad people because they haven't been incarcerated?
definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Adorable Brown. Can I answer her question?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Because of if I tell an individual about my past life, my past period, like being violent and being just this, how do I say it? I'm sorry. Yes, I do. Like in my relationships and stuff, I just feel like, if I tell an individual about my past life, that I'm judged or it's thrown in my face but I just want to let everybody know now, like my past does not define me. I am able to, I have, when I go job hunting and I get some of the best jobs, no matter what my background says. It's just how I carry myself.
Yeah.
I'm like a chameleon. Whatever. I can get around people and hold a conversation. I speak well. I don't use call that ebonics. I don't speak ignorant. I'm very intellectual. So when I speak, people like, oh, okay, I blow minds because I might look like this, but when I start to speak, then I get a different reaction, and I get a good reaction. But as far as in I've had a few people judge me until they got to know me. Yeah, but yeah, that's the answer to your question, Mr. Adorable Treat.
Right. Anybody else?
I'll share. I
Maybe.
feel like no matter what we do, whether we go to prison, whether we cross the street, no matter, we buy
You're judged.
soy or regular milk, we're gonna be judged.
Right.
Uh, and so for me, knowing that when that people do judge me, I don't take it to heart, and I just let it go because no one will know what we go through in prison. No one knows the stories that led us to that path. No one knows our background, and if they did, they would be less likely to judge. There was a quote that I had read a few years ago that says, when you judge somebody, you're less likely to put yourself in their shoes. And if you can never put yourself in somebody else's shoes,
Yeah. No.
you will never really truly understand what they're doing. And if you were in that same type of situation, would you have made the same choice or different? Um, and the answer is always going to be no. We never know. And judgments are based off of fears. Judgments are based off of the unknown. And if you don't ask somebody, hey, what went through your mind when X, Y, and Z happened? What were you thinking? What were you going through? If you were spending so much time judging somebody, you are missing out on the best opportunity to get to know and understand who that person is. So do people judge? Yeah, they judge Jesus, and he was the freaking greatest man who walked the face of the earth. So I feel honored to be judged because if he was judging, you're judging me. Keep on because I'm doing something right. If you are talking about me in that instance, thankfully I haven't been judged negatively, and I believe it's because I own my story. I own my past. I don't hide behind it. I use what my story from going to prison. I use what I've learned and who I've become because I went to prison as a great talking piece. And even like with going for jobs, and people respect the authenticity, people respect the honesty, and people are just, they want to understand. And because I gave them the opportunity to understand, I didn't get judged. And it opened up doors for me. And I believe it opened up doors for other people just because I was just so open and honest with it.
Awesome. Anyone else like to share? Anyone else like to share?
I think when it comes to judgment, I feel like the times that I have experienced it, it kind of took me, a second to like gather myself. But the more and more I felt accomplished and I put more victories behind myself, the more I felt confident in accepting that this is the reality, that people are always going to judge you. It's just the nature of it's just human nature to look at the next person and cast judgment, because like Latoya said, they judge Jesus. Why would we expect any different for ourselves? I think one of the hardest part is judging myself, like being very hard on myself when it comes to like, this is what's happened. I'm this far behind in the game. So I have to constantly like push to get ahead because, everybody else has been out accomplishing things. I'm coming home. People my age, they have houses, they have the cars, they have their jobs for long periods of time. They have their degrees. So a lot of the judgment was me to myself, and having to make a conscious decision to say, okay, Lisa, you need to hold it together. You can't let this defeat you. You have to use it as a stepping stone to pushing yourself towards your personal successes. And I can honestly say that that's been beneficial for me in turning that negative into a positive, because it's all about how I think about it. It's all in a reframing of the way we see the situation. So I was able to reframe that and make it a positive for myself. And because I'm my own worst critic, right? And that's what happens a lot of the times. but at the same time, I don't stay in any one funk too long, because I learned that in prison. You couldn't afford to stay in your bunk all day, because no matter what, you got a program. So I got conditioned with structure for that, because, you know, I didn't get no write-ups in prison. I did my whole 10 years with no write-ups, because I got up for work, because I got up to go, because I went to my groups, and I went on my ducats and all of those things, because I didn't want to hold myself any back further than the time was going to do all by itself. You know, so yeah, I love the questions, and so I'm really grateful that everyone's so interested in us and our stories. So keep them coming.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, with that being said, would anybody like to share something to the audience that's watching, to tell, you know, to give them some inspiration about where you at today in your lives, like, you know, what's your future looking like?
Oh no.
Where you see your future going? You want to share some programs or some information that we may need to know? I mean, because you open to come
Yeah.
back anytime, but if you want to share something tonight.
Uh, um, Before I say anything else, I was wondering if I could just say something. I would like to anyone that I have harmed, anyone that I have broken their heart, or I have done wrong. I ask for your forgiveness. Um, Today I'm trying. I am change is never done until your casket drops. I just want to apologize to anybody and everybody that I have that I've harmed. I'm truly sorry. My future is bright. My future at this moment, I still I've been accepted in. Of course, I've been accepted into trucking school. My dream is to be to work for waste management. I want to be a trash man. In order, I got to get my class B for that. I just know that it's just one day at a time for me. I can't think too far ahead, because when I start thinking too far ahead, it's like that's when I get stressed out, and that's when bad things happen. So for me, it's one day at a time. I just hope that my purpose is to save lives with my poetry. I want to save lives with my poetry. I want to touch people with my poetry. I want to let people know that struggle. That if you just don't give up, like don't give in. If you fall, get up, man, dust yourself off. I mean, it's gonna be okay. It doesn't. The storm doesn't last. I should be dead a couple of times, but like I'm so resilient. I am my hero. I look up to me, because I never when I fell down, I never stayed there. I've always gotten back up. I've dusted myself off. I have hurt people in the way, and it's not purposely. I have been selfish, and I'm sorry for that. People that have loved me, I've hurt them, and I'm sorry for that. But I'm just saying, like just don't give up, don't give in. And if you think you're alone, you're not alone. You have people out there that do care about you. Allow them to. Because I have pushed almost everybody away from me, and that's why I'm alone now. Like, don't do that. Allow people to love you and to help you. I have a problem with that. People get close to me, I push them away because I don't want to get hurt. But I have to learn how to trust.
Wow.
And so everybody that I have hurt, everybody I have hurt, I'm so sorry. Capiolani, I'm so sorry. Tiffany Collins, I'm so sorry. Michelle Contreras, I'm so sorry. Felicia Brown, I'm so sorry. Mommy, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And I'm not asking you, I ask you for your forgiveness. And if I don't get it, I understand. But my plan is to be the great person that I know I am. And I can apologize with my actions. But you guys, if you're in your addiction, there are places that are amazing. IVRS in Upland is amazing. I just came from there. I was in an all-male program. I can't do the females, baby. They too messy. I can't do it. So you know what I'm saying? But you know, and they're amazing.
You said they messy. They
I
messy.
can't do it. Baby, I can't do it. No. So yeah, uh, you guys go get help. And you know, if for those that are family members of the addicts, you cannot help them unless they want help. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, how much blood, tears, and sweat you put into it, if they're not ready, they're not ready. I lost somebody very special to me because of my addiction and my behavior and all that, and I'm gonna regret it for the rest of my life. But hey, all I can do is just be better. I've lost a lot of people. I lost my best friend. Just and that's why I'm alone. Um, it's okay. It's okay if you fall. It's okay. Get back up. And if people are trying to help you up, allow them to help you up. You dust yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you do not look back. You do decide to look back, to stop falling. I'm done. Thank you. I love you.
Appreciate you. Man, I'm shook up. Ooh, that was deep.
And one more
Man,
thing.
inshallah, man, that you be blessed in all the things that you do, right? Go ahead.
Go get it.
I want to tell everybody, it's just one thing I live by now, and I never make a permanent decision on a temporary feeling. That will fuck you up because you will have guilt for the rest of your life. Do not make a permanent decision on a temporary feeling. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah. That was deep.
Yeah, that was deep.
Last words that I want to leave with everyone is what's important to me is legacy today. I have 6 beautiful children and 3 grandchildren, and you know, at the end of the day, when I breathe my last breath and my whole life has been lived, I want to be able to say that the people that love me and knew me the most can say certain things about me. That Lisa loved the Lord, loved her children, loved her community, and loved her family, and loved herself, and loved her freedom. And I that's super important to me. And any opportunity that I can do while I'm above ground to live up to that legacy that I want to leave behind, I'm going to do everything I can for that. Because it's super important to me today, because those are the things that I took for granted prior to incarceration. But beyond incarceration, everything is good. And no, my worst day in the free world is way better than my best day in prison. And so I cherish my freedom today, and no matter what form it comes, and I'll never take it for granted, ever, ever, ever again. I'm done. I love you, Corey.
I love you too.
I'll share. There's this poem. I don't know how many years ago that I've heard it, but it's stuck to me like I wrote it. And it's called The Dash. You know, so basically, we're on this earth for however many years. You know, we do things, we accomplish things, we don't accomplish things. But none of that matters. The only thing that matters is, the date, the dash between the year you was born and the year you died. It's like, how do you live your dash? And, so am I living a life where people are going to be like, you know, that I was just a horrible person? Or are they going to sit back and, look back to the memories, the legacy that I left behind? I want my dash to mean something. I want my life and my legacy to be of a greater importance than the things that I've done wrong. And for me, it's just again to every day is a new experience. Every day it's an opportunity to learn and to grow and to give back, to reach people, to be silly, to have fun, to make mistakes, to live in a moment, but not to be stupid. And it's okay not to be okay. So what keeps me going each day is know that it's okay to screw up, but to learn from those mistakes. And there's another quote that I read that even the darkest hour has only 60 minutes. So no matter what we go through, no matter what obstacles life throws at us, there's going to be sunshine at the end of it. There's going to be something great. It's not going to last forever. Again, like going through cancer for the second time. It's scary. It sucks. Chemo sucks royally. But what keeps me going is this is a temporary obstacle. And it's not going to be forever. And I'm going to overcome this. Hopefully with curly hair again, because, went through chemo the first time. I came back with curly hair, which is really cool. I kind of want that back. But it's everyday life is an adventure. You never know what you're going to get. But if you quit and if you give up, you never know what's around that corner. You never know what greatness is waiting for you. So for me, not knowing what greatness, not knowing what's next keeps me going, because I know it's only up from here. And I've never been a quitter. I refuse to quit and I refuse to give up. And if I've never given up, if I never quit before, why start now? And you never know who's watching you. Just like the way kids, copy and, they emulate the adults. Adults do the same thing. And I never know who my story is touching, my story is reaching out to. And my passion and my fight is somebody else's fight. I will never know. So if I quit, am I quitting for somebody else? And if I quit, will they quit because I quit? And because I don't know, I won't quit. Because again, it's only greatness. If Moses would have quit, all those years ago, where would his life have been? He didn't quit. Even though he walked around for 40 years, he kept pushing. He kept fighting. And them little, flimsy sandals. I'm not going to quit because I know that there's something greater for me. There's something that I may not understand, but there's something bigger than me at play here. Although I may not understand why this or that is happening, I may not understand the way of the world, the way I would like to. That's not enough for me to quit. I'm just going to keep fighting and keep pushing, and just keep striving because it's only up from here.
Awesome. Oh, it's T Rhonda gone. We waiting on she out of here, I guess what she got going on. She dipped on us, but we good. So, man, this been very enlightening, very inspirational. I ain't gonna lie, very emotional. I almost broke down and cried. But, nah, I'm not hostile. I'm for real. That shit, I'm. Hey, man, all the gangster shit melted away. Shit, I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, it's great to hear you guys' story, to see that you're doing well and you thriving out here in the world where we should be at. This was the ultimate goal anyway, to stay free, always be free, never be incarcerated. Even though we made mistakes and mishaps along the way, it doesn't define who we are. We define our experiences as based on what our reality is and what we move forward into the future. That's the reality. Because what we went through was just something that's minor obstacle, and we built off of that, and we endured. We faced our adversities. We changed. We looked at the significant situations that took us down those roads, and then you look at the variables of where you can be at in the future versus where you was at in your past, and that should enlighten anybody that hear these stories to know that, hey man, anybody can mess up. Anybody can get themselves together and get right back on track, but you have to have your mindset put on the fact that this is what you want to do. This is who I want to be today, not who I was back then. So yeah, man, y'all gave some hell of I'm not even gonna say stories. That was hell of a testimonies. But we gotta let Miss T give her input before we end it up. So what would you like to leave us with?
I feel like it's for everybody. Have a plan in life. One thing I learned in my rehabilitation was if you plan to fail, you fail to plan, basically. So that's what I want to leave you with today. And
All righty. So so we can't end. So Sincere, please bless us with one of your poems. So we can call it, we're gonna end it like that.
Huh?
We please bless us with one of your poems.
I'm sorry.
Bless us with one of your poems.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Take your time. She went out.
Oh.
She going to get her composition book.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, go get it. Yeah, go get it. We gotta let her come back. We can't end without her giving us something.
Yes.
Oh, I'm back.
You ready?
This is a bit about my okay, y'all ready?
We ready.
I've been cursed since birth, and I've been destined for disasters. An addicted mother, an only child with no father. I was one only bastard. My only fate was to be molested and raped. And it's crazy how the same species that violated me are related to. I was born a woman, except I was trapped in a I was born a man, except I was trapped in a woman's body. Fuck, how does that work? How could it be? I just am who I am. That's all I can be. And living is something that I did not choose. So do me a favor and kick this chair that I'm standing on as soon as I put my head through this noose. Simply me.
Well, there it is. Hey man, ladies, I appreciate you guys coming on the platform, sharing your stories. This was a good one right here. I'm just filled with emotion. But let me say this, ladies, it's always open. You guys want to come back, we'll get together and we'll formulate something and we'll come together, because that is a good question that King Mike Marks asked about putting a documentary together, collabing the stories with men going into prison and pretending to be women and trying to do their thing or whatever. That's that craziness. So we should get together and talk about that again. If you have any other things we would like to put out there, we can you can just tap in. We'll set us up another a platform and we'll do it again, because you're always welcome. I mean, this you home right here. So we all come from the same thing. So why not help each other build? You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's just the best thing, because we don't have no avenues open to us. We don't have no doors open. We're going to feel like we got to kick them all in. And that's what we're supposed to be doing, is helping one another, whether it be male or female. It doesn't even matter. We all come from being incarcerated. So we have the same experience. We have the same, you might as well say we got the same background, we got the same family. So we might as well stick together in this walk that we doing, and show others that never been in our shoes what it's actually like, and the experiences of how we built from there and put ourselves in position of where we are at today. So with that being said, man, we're gonna end it on that note. Again, a special shout out to all the women, man. I appreciate you guys. I love your stories. I love you guys. You have beautiful personalities. You're awesome women. I feel, man, blessed to have you on my channel and tell your testimony and put it out there. You buried your soul. You was being real, and that's what it is over here. It's neighborhood real. We're gonna be real about everything. We're not holding nothing back, cutting no corners. We ain't telling no lies. It's just putting it out there, being ourselves, not afraid to put ourselves out there and be vulnerable and just tell it like it is. So again, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate every woman coming on tonight. I appreciate you guys highly. It is much respect and much love from me. Anytime you want to come on, you're welcome. Anytime. So we'll end that with that tonight. Hey, man, y'all already know what to do. You know to subscribe, like the video, share the video.
Beat the likes up, y'all. Beat it up.
Hit the thumb down. We don't care. Hit the thumb down. I don't care about views. I don't care about likes. I don't get paid for this. I do this because I love it. That's it. And I want people, to know what's going on in the world. If we can bring something better to enlighten people's lives, that's what we're supposed to do. We don't supposed to charge for it. It's supposed to be free. They got to pay for it when they do the work. That's how
Yeah.
they do it.
That's right.
So yeah, that boy said he
Absolutely.
need. Look, that boy said he need them credits. You gonna get them. You gonna get them. Hey man, we gonna give you the credits. I swear I will. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. Yeah. So we'll end it with that note. And again, everybody be blessed, man. It was an awesome time. Man, y'all had the gangster week. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, every week. So salute to all of you ladies and kisses and love and everything, man. So I appreciate you guys coming through, and we'll meet up again on another live.
Absolutely.
Already.